Hey guys, it's Ria here with today's message from the heart. And again, these are all images from Mother Earth, and they are also reflections of our very own love and energy within our own heart. The messages pertain to us personally, or we wouldn't have drawn them into our reality, because everything on the outside is a reflection, a projection of our own heart energy and what we need to hear. And all these messages, what they are, it's like we have many, many, many layers to us. And the messages help us to tune in to a more direct line of communication with our own heart energy. It helps to maybe remove beliefs or thoughts or things that aren't serving us in order to get to the heart of who we are. And the heart of who we are is God. It's source. It's eternal love and light. And that eternal love and light within us connects to all aspects of our self eternally in no time or space. It has connection to all that we are. So of course, tuning into that energy is going to give us the best advice, the best guidance, the best knowledge, the purest desires that serve us to the highest purpose of who we are in the now. And today's message is this little guy right here. It's a little broken clamshell, and it's got a cute little cutout of a heart. And obviously I just found that when I was running, and I take all these images with my phone camera as I'm running or walking or whatever. And it's cool. It's like a little opening, a little portal. And the message is entitled Successful. The very thing that you battle with is the key to your mission, purpose, and success. We all have something to overcome. And when we meet the challenge, we fulfill our purpose and success. So what this message is telling us or inspiring us to do is to face whatever we feel are challenges or things in our life that are hard, or things in our life we might not even like about ourselves. It is these very challenges or very energies that we meet that are the catalyst to our success, because as we meet them, either to overcome them or to integrate them into who we are, we become a more expanded version of ourselves. It's almost like those challenges in life are there as a tool to help us discover who we are. They're there not to hide from, not to shun, but to face head on, to even transmute energies that we feel are negative about ourselves, to transmute them, to transmute them, turn them, alchemize them into something where we see the beauty and it shines. And transcend, to me, means more to overcome, elevate above them. So in a way, you're also transcending those so-called, what you would consider negative characteristics or aspects in your life or about yourself. You're transcending them into something more beautiful. It's almost like taking something that we have a filter and we might see through an ugly eye and finding the rose-colored lens, finding the more clear perspective on whatever that is. Because God is all. Everything is of love and light if it is of God. And it is up to us as our God selves to see things through God's eyes. Because you are God. And when you can see through God's eyes, you are seeing situations and things and challenges in your life through a higher vibration. You are going to find the God aspect in those things that you are not seeing through them now. It could be something as simple characteristic as, say people accuse you of being stubborn and then you feel yourself as stubborn sometimes. You see it, but you don't embrace it. You kind of deny it or fight it and say, I'm not stubborn. But you know what? If you look at that stubbornness and integrate it to who you are and let it work for you, you might see that stubbornness in a different light as being more strong-willed. My husband always laughs at me and says that I tweak anything he says. If I'm stubborn or whatever, I'm resistant, he says I always put a twist on it and make it work for me. In the positive, he'll say, oh, you always take it and turn it around to work for you, like me saying I'm determined, or I'm strong-willed, when he's saying might be like I'm stubborn or tunneled vision or whatever. I'm just really, I'll say, yeah, I'm really strong in my beliefs, or I'm really focused. I'm very, whatever it is. But I'm like, oh my God, that is a beautiful thing to do though. To take whatever negative connotation something is and make it work for you and find the beauty in it. That's just really, really, really awesome. And I'll say to him, no, that's a really awesome thing, because if that's how I see it and what I believe, then I'm having it work for me. And just something like that. It could be just finding whatever that so-called negative characteristic is about yourself and finding the positive in it. Like my daughter, she's like, oh my God, she won't listen to anything that anyone has to say. And I'll see it and I'm like, nope, that's going to work for her someday, because she's really free-spirited. She's really an individual in herself. She's very determined. She's very strong in herself. Now, if you're looking at it in like a so-called negative way, you don't want it to limit yourself. You don't want it to limit you from seeing other perspectives, but that's something you're just going to work out in time. But it's good to be strong in who you are. It's good to be free-spirited. It's good not to want to take on other people's beliefs. And when somebody is stubborn, sometimes that is the flip side, being independent, being strong in who you are. But you don't want to limit yourself, of course. You don't want to keep just your perspectives in a box. You want to be open to all, because if you are having something cross your path or you're being exposed to somebody else's perceptions, there's always something to gain, because everything is something you've brought in your life for a reason, for a higher purpose. And it could be simply to let you know how strongly you do believe in yourself, or how strongly you do believe in whatever path you're on. And that's okay. If that person has presented you an opportunity to take a look at yourself and say, hey, do I want to continue my path, or are they right in their opinion about whatever it is, it gives you an opportunity to either expand your vision or to become more grounded in who you really are, in your expression of who you are. So everything, if you can try to see through God's eyes. God loves all. God is all accepting. There's no limits. There's no boundaries. There's no judgment when you're looking through God's eyes. If you can just look at it through an unfiltered lens, but try to find the beauty and love in it and how it can serve you, oh my God, you become like super powerful, because nothing can bring you down. It can only expand you. And that is what life is about. It is about growth. It is about self-discovery. It's about expression of self and sharing that individual God print that you've come to share with others. And the only thing preventing you from doing that is kind of what this card is saying. The only thing that could prevent you is if you don't take whatever it is that is challenging you, whatever it is that you feel is weighing you down, whatever you think you need to fight off, if you can take that, put on your God glasses and say, how is this serving me? How can I make this subject matter work for me? And it's always to do with self. It's always to do with self, no matter what it is, because any situation, any circumstance, any relationship that you're seeing that you think is the challenge or the problem, it always comes down to self. So say you're feeling criticized. Well, there's something in yourself that you're not totally embracing or believing or grounding within yourself. And those are all opportunities to grow. So if you see a relationship, find what you can, or a situation in your life that you find challenging, find the benefit, Find how it can serve you, whether it be just to make you more solid in your energy and who you are, or whether it be to just say it's help it to expand you and say, oh yeah, I can see how that is. I can expand myself to be not so limiting in my thoughts or not be so judgmental of others, because when you are being that way with others, it's also being applied to yourself. Because if God is all, God has the opportunity to be in any way, shape, or form or expression it wants to be, because we're all like little living gods expressing who we are. But it doesn't mean you have to take on other people's expression. You can just say, no, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me, but no, thank you. And just go on your own path. And that is where true success is, when you can take any challenge, any obstacle, let it work as an opportunity to either self-discover yourself or to grow in that, or grow in strength of who you are, and also to see the beauty in others or the situation. Say there's a challenging situation or challenging relationship, find the beauty in it, because God only sees the love and the light and acceptance in everything. And when you can see just that little bit in whatever little challenges you have, you become super powerful, because nothing can stop you when you are working in alignment to your God source, your God energy, your God lenses, because love and light, the light always takes away the darkness. If you have a dark room and you turn on the light, it's gone and you see nothing but brightness. So this card is just telling us, let's see what it says here. Opening up the heart to, just looking here, to finding the love in everything. Like this little clamshell, it's got a little broken spot here, but it might feel like it's not whole. So I think this is pertaining to more your own individual heart energy, and you might feel a brokenness. You might feel a place within your own individual life you might not feel successful at, but it's telling you with a little heart here is to let that work for you. Let that challenge or obstacle in life, whether it's being something reflected from the outside to you, or whether it is just something directly you're dealing with within your own self, which is always the same. Look within and let it take you deeper. Let it take you to a deeper understanding of yourself. Let it take you to a deeper connection to the love source that you are. Let it take you to a more expanded expression of who you are, so that love and light within you, that part of you that feels it's a little bit mumbo jumbled in you, let that brokenness work for you to become a more connected and truer version and an expression of who you really are. And grounding that, again, all the hearts are on the ground. They're all grounded to Mother Earth, because when we ground that energy to Earth, and that simply can just mean applying it in everyday life. When you choose to let every obstacle and situation bring you to a deeper level of your own love within you, in connection to the love within you, you become unstoppable. It's just applying it to everyday life in all situations. Like all the little granules of sand here, they can just be all the different situations, circumstances, people, thoughts that you have about yourself, and you might perceive it as broken, but it's really not. It is all to bring you to that. You're your own portal. You're your own portal of love and light. So this card is just saying, hey, so a little focal point for today is, whenever you're feeling something heavy, something weighting you down, a little negative thought about yourself, or how it's projected through someone else at you, let it work for you. Find how you can let that energy work for you, overcoming it, integrating it, taking the twist on something negative and saying, hey, I'm not stubborn, I'm just really strong-willed, or I'm really focused. And that's not being in denial. It's taking the flip side of the coin and letting it work for you. So that's all this card is saying. All right, guys, hopefully this gave someone a little insight out there. It's definitely helping me. So thanks and have an awesome day.